Good morning, everyone. Today's video will be about the 2024 NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. Well, here are the matchups. I wrote them down this morning. For the West, Dallas versus Vegas, Winnipeg versus Colorado, Vancouver versus Nashville. Wow, they actually made the playoffs. That's a big surprise. And, Edmonton Oilers and Los Angeles Kings. For the East, Boston, Toronto, Rule 6 matchup. Florida versus Tampa, the Battle of Florida. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. The New York Rangers against the Capitals and Carolina Hurricanes against the New York Islanders. Ooh. So we'll start with in the West. Dallas and Vegas. I can't stand Vegas, so my prediction is going right to Dallas. Dallas is a playoff team. And while we all know Vegas, they're a bunch of they're Buttman's favorites. So yeah, they're gonna go far. If Bettman has his way, Vegas will go to the finals again. Um, Dallas is a great team. I like Dallas. I've always liked Dallas. I like Minnesota. They're a great, solid team. Always been. I think I hope that Dallas wins. This one's too close to call, in my opinion. Winnipeg, Colorado. This is going to be an interesting matchup. Colorado's a playoff team. They love stepping it up in the playoffs. They've always have since day one in Denver. Winnipeg. Last year, they kind of gave me that sour taste in my mouth that they're going to choke. But they did great in the regular season this year. They surprised me this season, actually. They're a great regular season team, but playoffs, I'm not too sure. Vancouver, Nashville Predators. Vancouver, biggest surprise of the year, especially after last year and how bad they did. Nashville, middle of the road team you don't really pay attention to. They just make the playoffs. And that's a team you got to watch out for. Those middle of the road teams that make it, they usually play the big spoilers to the upper level teams. Happened last year of round one, Boston, Florida. I actually wanted Boston to win that round. The Oilers versus LA. Can't stand Oilers, so to me it's a crybaby team. Too many crybabies on the team. McDavid being one of the biggest. Like, oh, he touched me, he tripped me, he hooked me. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Connor. You're a great player, but you're a big crybaby, in my opinion. And that's what hurts you. That's why I don't think you're the greatest. You're not the greatest hockey player of all time, material. You're not it. Sorry. I know that's an unpopular opinion to people that think they know the game, but really don't. It's usually dumb Americans. Sorry, America. When it comes to hockey, you guys are stupid, but hockey. And that's why there has been many great American-born players. All the greatest, generally Canadian, except for a handful. I mentioned in the other video. In the East, Boston, Toronto. That's one round I cannot call. I cannot predict. I hope Toronto wins. To be honest with you, I want them to win. Revenge for all the previous years in the playoffs against Boston. But it's one of those you just never know what's going to happen. It's one of those rivalries of eons of hockey, of NHL hockey, that you can never predict what's going to happen. Florida and Tampa. Well, I'm going with Florida on this one. Don't like Tampa. Never have. Actually, I can't say that. I predicted win the Cup in 04. And they did. I wanted it. Reason why? Dave Anderchuk. They played Calgary in the finals, and, well, yeah. I was like, no, Dave Anderchuk deserves it more. And thank you. They got it. New York Rangers and Capitals. That's an interesting matchup. I'm honestly going to have to say this one. Sorry, Washington, like Ovechkin, but I think New York's going to take that one. Carolina versus the Islanders. Ooh. Another one. It's kind of hard to call. So I'm going to go over this. Dallas, Vegas. I want Dallas to go. Go on. Colorado, Winnipeg. Damn, I like both teams. Being Canadian, I have to say Winnipeg, but track record, I have to go Colorado. They're a playoff team. Vancouver and the Nashville Predators. Wow. Ugh. I think the team of Nashville is a big mistake, but in the middle of the road, they're probably a bit more rested, but I'm still going with Vancouver. Edmonton versus LA. No brainer to me. Los Angeles. Edmonton, they're a great regular season team, great players, but yeah, they don't have the edge on LA. I mean, I think LA will do well. That's just my prediction. Well, plus, I hate the city of Edmonton, so they get the big FU. From the East, Boston, Toronto. Yeah, no, not going to go there. That was one I will never be able to predict. It's going to go either way. It's definitely going to go 7 games. No doubts about that. Florida and Tampa. Florida. Better team overall. New York versus the Capitals. Like I said, I think the Rangers are going to go. Carolina versus New York. The Islanders. That's a tight one. I'll say Carolina. They're a playoff team. Simple as that. Who wins the Cup, though? Based on the first round? Who's in the first round? Hard to say. I'm telling you, a lot of people are going to be laugh at this, but you know what? Who knows? I hope it's Toronto. They deserve it the most out of all the teams in the playoffs, actually. But anything can happen. That's what makes the NHL playoffs so great. The NHL playoffs so great. Anything can happen. So all my predictions could be completely wrong, or could be around the money. My track record, predicting the finals, I generally don't do predictions for the round 1, round 2, round 3. I just say, okay, who makes it to the finals? And I compare the two teams. It's like how they did in the playoffs, I did the regular season, and to make my predictions. So I look at all the numbers. I just look at the small sliver we get most on NHL.com. Guys, NHL, run that site at every relevant stat, block shots, takeaways, etc., etc., etc. Don't just have goals, that shots and goals, all this crap. We want more information. That tells us more about the player. Don't include some offensive stats. How many takeaways? How many block shots? How many hits? That type of stuff. We want that. We need that to make our assessments. Plus minus is useless. It's just an indicator of nothing really important. If the player's on the ice for a goal or whatever, for their team or for a goal against. To me, it doesn't tell me much about a player. Just, okay, bad timing. They're nice to happen. It means nothing to me. It should mean nothing to anybody else, actually, in my opinion. So I said Dallas can make it through. Winnipeg, Colorado. I'm going to go Colorado here. Sorry, Winnipeg. Vancouver, Nashville. I'm going Vancouver. LA versus Oilers. I want LA. Boston, Toronto. I'm not going there, like I said. Florida, Tampa. Florida. Hands down. Tampa's a bunch of crybabies. Like Edmonton. The Rangers, Capitals. I'm going with Rangers. I think the President's Trophy curse is not going to affect the Rangers this year. I hope so. But the Capitals can play that spoiler role. They're known for that. And Ovi is one of those players that is playoff. He's a playoff player. He steps it up big time in the playoffs. Carolina and New York Islanders. Damn. That's a hard one to call too. I'm going to have to go Carolina. I think they're just a better playoff team overall. They're more consistent in the playoffs than other team. One of the more consistent teams, I should say. Keep in mind, these are just my opinions. Agree with them, disagree with them. I don't give a fuck. Simple as that. You might hate my opinion, my thoughts. It's how I see it. Deal with it. Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit something I wouldn't plan on doing for this one. And I'm going to talk about Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, Austin Matthews, and Kucherov. To me, the two best players in the league right now, very unpopular opinion actually, is Austin Matthews and Nathan McKinnon. To me, those are the two best players in the league overall. They're not crybabies, which is pointing up for them. Whereas Kucherov and McDavid, they're crybabies. They don't get their way. They act like a bunch of liberals. Well, McDavid is a very liberal area. So, yeah. Richmond Hill. On the point race, 100 points, 100 assists, 70 goal thing, Kucherov, really great player. Only reason why he was able to get that is because of player safety not doing their jobs and the reps. But David, just a crybaby in general. Doesn't go his way. You got a stick, you got a touch with the stick. Oh, penalty. Can't touch McDavid. Just like Gretzky, couldn't touch him. Not saying Gretzky was a bad player, whatever. He was a great player in his own right. I think between that era, the best player of that era, to me, would be Mario Lemieux. He created his own space. And just imagine if Mario and Wayne, and well, we did see it, Team Canada, played together, the same team, the magic those two can come up with. I think most of that magic was due to the magic one, Mario Lemieux. So, to review this, really, hockey is Canada's sport. We know it. We created it. It'd be nice to see a Canadian team win it again, but with how oversaturated the U.S. market is, we need to win it soon. Are we going to win it? Who knows? Let's go look at the playoffs. You never know who's going to win the playoff in the cup. We can hope it's our team, or in my case, one of my teams I'll be happy with. Though I prefer it was the blue and white in Toronto. They've earned it. 67, 2024. 57 years. They deserve it. They're probably the most deserving team, in my opinion. But do I think they'll get it? Probably not. The closest they came was 93, and, well, yeah. One of the reasons why I don't want to be a fan of Gretzky. Dirty bad call by whoever the ref is. I forget his name now, because he's a complete moron in my books. Terry Fraser, I think it was, or something like that. Idiot ref made a bonehead call. Should have went. And it'd have been a Toronto-Montreal Stanley Cup Finals, and ooh, that would have been a bloodbath. A proper hockey bloodbath. It was Toronto-Montreal in the finals. That's original six right there. That would be the ultimate finals, to me, in my opinion, would be Toronto versus Montreal. Sadly, we'll probably never see that in our lifetimes now. On that note, have a great day, and talk to you soon.